What's up, guys? Today's gonna be a first video on this channel, and first video on my 280ZX. This is the journey on building this thing. It's gonna be a long one, so stay along. Watch this car come together. Right now, it's got a lot of things missing, a lot of things I need to do to it, a lot of things that little things and big things that this car has wrong to it, I should say. One thing I could give you is a lot of rust. Most notable, and 280ZXs and most Zs in general, because they're such old cars, and they rust out a lot. Really, got this car a couple days ago, for $500. So this is what I got for $500. I'm sure you could find a way better deal, but at the time being, we took it, and yeah. So I'll be showing you guys around the car. Can't start it up because the car engine doesn't start up, so that's one thing we can't do. Yeah, I'll switch the camera, give you guys a whole walk around on the car, and pretty much that's it. Today I might show a little bit of us cleaning the engine bay. I'm gonna hit it with some degreaser. Let me go show you guys. So we got this engine cleaner to degrease the engine. It's very dirty right now, so we're gonna do that today. Maybe power wash the outside, try to clean up the inside interior body floor panel, and yeah, that's pretty much it for today. I'll show you guys the car. Okay, so where do we start? So this is the car itself. Bought it like this mostly. Most of it is primer, since the last people we think that they didn't really know what to do with this car. As you see right here, this big mistake they made. So most of this is Bondo, which sucks because it messes up the body lines and stuff and whatnot. So they bonded up all this rust. You can see all that rust right here. It's pretty bad. It gets bad around this part. Up here you can see it starts getting a little better. You can see the sheet metal. Where the car was laying, it was under a tree. Most of this right side farther was closer to the tree, so I don't know if, you know what I'm saying, the tree made it, I don't know, something, but I'm making up random shit. But yeah, this side is mostly rusted, but other than that, it's pretty good. The hood, a little bit of rust right here. Other than that, hood is pretty much alright. Under looks good. Everything looking pretty good. Like I said earlier, the car's almost like everything is sprayed with primer. You can see on the bumper the leftover excess primer that they had, because they didn't do a well job. Also, yeah, another thing is this bumper is constantly scraping against my headlight, which is not a good thing. I don't know how we're gonna fix that, how we're gonna see what's going on. I think this side droops and is more towards this side a little more. This bumper also came with the car. We'll put it on once we get the connections, because the connections are rusted off right here. Pretty bad, but yeah, other than that, it's a pretty solid car. Yeah. Okay, so got the hood open. I cleaned up most of this stuff. It was really dirty, really dirty. before, but did a whole engine bay clean, everything from panels. That I don't know if we're gonna take that out yet. Probably are, because it's not really usable. Other than the intake, if we just put a cold air intake or something else. But for now, we have that. Most of the engine is fine. The problem comes to when vacuum lines and fuel lines, pretty much lines. So previous guy really did not do a at all good job at the engine. Let's see if we can pull this off. Oh, yeah, it's better if we don't pull it off. So how we got it is pretty much how you look at it. Most of the things that are taped up with masking tape, the lines are not connected to anything. We came like that. Most of these lines, I actually have a diagram so you guys can see. Sorry, there's noise. But yeah, most of these lines, we don't know where they came from, and we have to find out where they came from. Fuel rail came off of the car. He tried to, I guess, do something with the fuel rail, bent it so it is out of line, and took a lot of the pieces off fuel rail. If you have a 280ZX or L28, you'll notice some missing parts on this thing. It's very, very bad. I honestly don't know what the guy was doing. We actually think that he had no idea what he was doing and just pulled off random parts, which caused this havoc of things. So here's more rust. Like I said, on the quarter panels is where the battery box would go. But we're thinking about doing the battery relocation to the rear. I see a lot of people do that. So that might be our best option. The starter right now, I have no idea what the guy has it hooked up to. These two blue wires connect to the starter. So we have to find where those run to and see if we could start it. Spark plugs are going to be replaced, need to be replaced when we start it too. What else? We're missing the little vacuum line that connects the injectors to the fuel line. And really a lot of vacuum lines, fuel lines. This one is supposed to hook up to here, but it's very weird. Missing a lot of bolts too. That's also a thing. We don't have a lot of bolts, and we need bolts to hook up the fuel rail, which we don't have. This car is it's a work in progress. It's definitely rough, but hopefully in a few years we'll get this thing cleaned up, looking nice, and yeah, hopefully street legal. That's what we're gonna try and do. Dash is cracked, of course. Common problem with Z's and S13s, Nissan engine, Nissan motors from 1900s is most of the dashes are not very good, usually cracked. So that's not that hard to fix. Carpet, we took it all out. As you see, you have a little bit out there, but it was really, really dirty, full with bugs and other sorts of weird things, random things. So yeah, today what we're gonna try to do, use that to clean the engine. Okay guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and mask up the rest of the things, the wires that are open, for when we power wash this engine bay, so that things don't get water in them. We don't mess other stuff up that we don't want to mess up. So things like these injectors or coil pack, fuel rail is probably gonna have to come out. Probably gonna mask that stuff off. What else? A couple more things like over here, some stuff over there. Yeah, we're pretty much just I'm gonna try and mask everything that I can, and then we'll pull the car forward. Probably gonna take out the truck and power wash it. So I'll get back to you guys when I am done masking. Okay guys, so just finished masking the rest of the things that I needed to mask, that I at least want to. Masked up some of the wires connections, Some things I missed, some plugs. Try to get the injectors a little bit better. Don't know if it's gonna stay. Hopefully it will. Try to mask up everything I could see and reach. Things down there in that region, I won't reach. I'll be able to reach. So we're just gonna have to wing it and hope that no water or stuff gets caught in there. Missed a couple spots over here. Other than that, like I said, this big part right here. But yeah, other than that, we're pretty much ready to get the degreaser going. We bought 2 cans of degreaser because it's really gonna need it. Here's the other one. Don't know how it's gonna come out. Hopefully it'll come out good. I'll give you guys a review, and if so, I'll let you guys know. I'll rate it. I'll see how good it does on this engine. Pretty rusty engine, so I'm gonna be putting it to work. That's one thing for sure. I'll get back at you guys when we're ready to clean, spraying it down. Alright, so new plan. Next thing we gotta do is take out everything that is loose, so it doesn't flap around when we're power washing. So this wires, vacuum lines that are loose, everything has to come out. I'm gonna mark it, make sure I remember where everything goes. So I'll get back to you guys when this engine looks clean. Okay guys, so we pulled the engine out, the car out, and just sprayed the first layer, and the only layer. You kind of hear it sizzling and doing all this stuff, cleaning the engine. After this, we're going to spray with the power washer and see how it comes out. I'll show you guys in a bit. What's up guys? It is now the next day. Let the engine dry overnight, and it looks a lot better. As you see, we try to clean up some of the engine bay, some of the stuff around the engine. Engine block itself is starting to get its color back. The intake looks a lot better. Things just look a lot better in this engine bay. We also did clean some of the mold off the side of the car and the top of the car. Cleaned up the windows with all the mold in it. You can still see some of the outline of the mold in the window, but other than that, way cleaner than they used to be. Sprayed some Windex on these, and inside and out, yeah, it looks a lot better. Would definitely recommend that product we used. Forgot what it was, but I'll put in the description below what the name was. If I can find a link, I'll try and put it down there. But it worked really well, as you can see, on the engine block and the intake. Those things used to be really dirty. I do have some updates referring to the plans on the engine. So today we tested to see if it cranked. It did crank, or actually if the engine turned over. So we were just checking if the engine was seized, since this engine has been sitting for a long time. First we tried to do it with the starter. The starter is really bad. It doesn't work. The starter is just horrible. We used a 1x1/16 socket with a wrench to reach the crank pulley nut. And then we turned it. Engine did turn over, so it didn't seize. Engine's probably still good. Wouldn't say it's the best inside, but yeah, it turns over. But as far as plans with the engine, we're gonna try and see if we can swap an LS in it. Honestly, this engine is just gonna be a lot of money and time that would honestly be way cheaper and way better to get an LS for the power and also reliability and a lot of other stuff. This engine has the one we have right now, the L28, has a lot of problems with it. A lot of vacuum lines missing, bolts missing, problems inside the engine. Starter's going to be bad, so that's going to be about $100, 85 at the least. Alternator might be bad. Water pump pulley might be bad. Water pump might be bad. A lot of pumps and different little things might be bad on this car, which is what makes us want to get an LS. Whatever we can get. Right now we're looking at a 5.3, maybe a 6.0, at the most 6.0. But 5.3 is probably going to be the best bet. We'll have to find out what trans, drivetrain, and other things line up with the car. We're probably going to have to swap the... we're probably going to have to swap stuff out since these axles are probably not going to be able to take the power from the LS. Then we'll have to see if the alignment is right. See how the shifter lines up to the center console. See how to hook up everything. Probably be fuel injected, not carbed. Trying to keep it as much as simple as we can. I know they're pretty popular to put in these Z cars. 5.3s fit really well in this engine. It could fit a 6 liter with a good amount of space right here. Got about 2 hand lengths. My hands are pretty normal sized. So if it could fit an inline 6, it could fit a V8 for sure. We're probably gonna have to take some of the stuff out. Some of the stuff over there. Over here, probably clean this engine bay out. Everything that is with this L28 is gonna have to come out. Wiring harness is probably gonna have to come out. We'll probably get an LS that has a wiring harness. Airbox is gonna have to come out. Radiator is gonna have to come out. A lot of stuff is gonna have to come out once we plug the battery in. Service light does work. Inside. Passenger side light on the bottom is not even connected, so that wouldn't work. Dash, everything on the dash lights work. Dings work. We have to find out wiring with these brake lights, so we're probably gonna have to get new ones. We're gonna have to see the wiring on them. But yeah, the builds is gonna be quite a heavy one. I don't know how. I'm probably not gonna be able to street drive this daily every day. I'm gonna try to see if we can daily it. Probably not gonna put anything in the motor. Try to see if I can convince my dad to at least put a cam in it, just to make it sound a little better. Honestly, a turbo would be insane in this car. I don't think plans are going that well for it. I'm trying to make this car daily, something I could drive on the street every day and still have a little bit of fun with it sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes here and there have fun and still being functional, fully functional as a daily. But as of that, estimating around like $1,500, $2,000 spent alone on the engine. If we do get a cam, it's probably gonna be more than $2,000, which is, I don't know. We might not do a cam. We might just keep it stock. Probably fuel rail and other little things that don't cost that much money and will help us squeeze as much as we can out of it as stock. As LSs are pretty built internally stock, they could take a lot of power just stock. So we're probably not gonna put it against a lot of power, but an LS in this car is already insane. This light of a car the LS. Yep, it'll be fun. That's one thing for sure. We'll probably work on a lot of stuff before we put the LS in, i.e. body work. As you see over here, we have a lot of Bondo on the car. Recent owners did that because there's a lot of surface rust and rust, as we see. Well, this isn't that bad. It's just a little bent. It's definitely been hit on this side before. Where the rust get bad is over here is the battery case. As you can see, there's a lot, and the firewall too. Firewall is going to be a problem. Other than that, yeah, that's pretty much all the build. We're estimating around 1K, maybe 1K on body work, fixing it up and trying to fix all the rust and everything. Interior is probably gonna have to be another 1,000. Trying to get the seats back. Maybe getting new seats, bucket seats. Maybe just driver's seat is a bucket seat and passenger. Gonna try to get them retied and refurbished. Door cards probably are gonna have to get them redone. We're probably gonna get them all black. We want to do the interior black. Probably gonna flock the dash and fix it up if we can. What else? Center console, that problem will be resolved once we get the LS. We're really not concerned. I'm not really concerned about the center console right now, as we don't have a trans to line it up to. We don't know where the trans is gonna be on the car, where the shifter is gonna be located in the car. I don't know if it'll be farther back. I'll have to do my research and probably get back at you guys on the next video of where other people that put LSs in 240s, 280s, ZXs, where their transmission lines up. I don't know if it's far back, front. We'll find out. We'll find out. But this car is gonna, over the few year and a half, hopefully I'm estimating year and a half to build this car. It'll definitely look new. Tires, suspension, that I'm gonna have to get myself. That's not estimated with the price of the car just to get it re-cleaned. Those stuff is just little stuff that at the end that'll really make this car, piece this car together. With the bodywork, probably gonna put flares, at the most flares, just to get this car a little wider, as the LS is gonna be put in. So if we have this little axle and little, what do we call it? As we have this little car length, but yeah, we'll probably put some flares, extend the wheels, try to get more grip out of it, since the LS is gonna have a lot of power. We want the rear to have as much stability, and the front. On the LS, you're trying to put as much as the power down on the ground as we can. But yeah, get used to this car, because you're going to be seeing it a lot on this channel. You're going to see the transformation of this car from beginning to end. You may not be here since the start, but you might get here in a little later, maybe even when the build is done. But even then, I'll appreciate you guys for even just tuning into me. It'll mean a lot, honestly. It's my first car. Proud to say it, man. First project car.